Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We got Paul Wall.
What it do?
What's up, brother?
What
How
it
you
do?
feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Happy to be back with my dogs, man.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I feel like the last time I see you, I only see you on Instagram.
Yeah.
You ain't been here in a decade,
Man,
right?
it ain't been quite that long, but you know what I'm saying? It might be a decade, but I don't know, man. I remember I was looking at the video the last time. I remember me and Slim Thug came up here.
Yep.
We were talking about Beat King. It was before he kind of blew up, you know what I'm saying? And then when he blew up, that video kind of started going viral because we were talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he passed away recently. Rest in peace, Beat King. But, it made me think, y'all always showing love to people. Y'all always giving people that platform to show love to other people, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to tell y'all thank y'all,
Thank you,
man,
brother.
for real.
Yeah, and you look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The grades get grayer, but the players still players. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't they calling him a zaddy
Yeah.
online?
Yeah, he definitely is that.
They call me the 2023 Houston Zaddy.
Yeah.
That's what they voted me. You
And
know
I
what I'm
like
saying?
that, because you know how y'all age sometimes. Not like bananas.
Yes.
but
Jesus
you
Christ.
know,
Don't look too close, because the wrinkles is wrinkling.
but you
Don't look
look
too close. I look good with the filters, but yeah.
I bet your wife said, sit your ass down.
Hey, man.
Get off that damn Instagram.
She the funny thing, she's the main one been telling me, hey, don't dye your hair, let it be gray, let your salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Don't quit cutting the bald fade. I'm Southside bald fade, but after a while, what I'm saying, when it start growing back, it don't grow back right. So she said, man, you need to grow your hair out. I thought she was just hating on me.
Yeah.
I thought she was just hating on me, but she would set me up. She would set me up to shine.
right.
Chris Ball.
I want to ask you about B. King since you brought him up. What was that loss to Houston?
Man, he had such a hell of a club run where his name was Club God. That was the perfect name for him. I'm talking about B. King is somebody who could have done a show for an hour straight, and I'm talking about nothing but club bangers back to back to back to back to back. And when you go to the club, especially anywhere in Texas, that's what you would hear is B. King all day long. As an artist, a homeboy, a fellow artist, if I'm trying to do a club song, he's somebody I would call either to do the beat, because he makes beats as well, or to come do the hook or whatever. He always would say some, funny stuff, this topical, whatever's topical. When the elevator incident happened at the Met Gala, you know what I'm saying? He had a whole freestyle about that. Anything that's going on, he's got like a topical freestyle he'll do. But man, I'm talking about, man, his club, boy, I'm talking about Club God, man, B. King, that was the perfect name for him, man. He rocked the clubs, man.
Rest in peace to B. King.
Absolutely.
And I didn't know you had surgery?
Yeah. Oh, you talking about my weight loss surgery?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Yeah, that surgery.
Yeah.
When was that?
That saved my life. That was about 2009 and New Year's Eve. Yeah, I had the gastric sleeve. That's when your boy was that 350.
You was 350.
I ain't never seen you
in no
350.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember
I
you
hit it
no
well.
350.
That's Paul House.
That was a that was the tall T era. So we could hide it well. You know what I'm saying? I could hide it well.
What got you to that weight? Was it always eating? Was you using drugs? Like, what got you there?
Man, I think some of it was lifestyle. Some of it was, a roller coaster of trying to lose weight, taking diet pills, sipping syrup, maybe, drinking alcohol, all the other stuff too. It definitely messed up my metabolism. So, it was something where I would be on a full-fledged, like hard, tough, strict diet, strict regimen of training, working out, and 6 months go by, you lose, 4 pounds. So it's very like deflating and just, it's not motivating, whatever the opposite of motivating is. But one of my homeboys, man, one of the biggest gangsters I know, he was like, man, I want to go get lap band. And I was like, man, lap band, that's, I don't know, man. I just, to me, that wasn't something the gangsters did or players did, and he was like, man, nah, forget that, man. It's gonna save my life. You want to die, because he was going through some of the same thing. He sipped a lot of syrup too. He was taking diet pills, all of that, and it was just a roller coaster of messing up his metabolism. And when he went, he was like, say, man, I want you to come. I don't know if he really wanted to get it or he was just trying to convince me to kind of get it, because he ended up not getting anything.
Because you was the guinea pig.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
you go first. Let's see how it works out.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny as shit.
It definitely worked. It saved my life, man. For sure. My only regret is I didn't do it sooner, because, man, if I knew I could have been skinny like this and I ain't got to work out or nothing, I don't got to do nothing.
But do you wish you would have waited now that the Ozempic is real heavy in campaigns?
I do see that, and I'm like, damn, maybe that's all I would have had to do, and I could have been a spokesman. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm trying to be the spokesman for the sleeve, but I ain't no doctor trying to pay me.
So how does it affect your eating? So you just not hungry, or
just not hungry? You just get full real quick, man. So like for instance, last night I had something to eat, like a little gyro, and I had 2 bites, and that was it. I was full.
Damn. All these years later, it still has that effect?
Yeah, it still works.
Wow.
And I was gonna get the lap band. But the lap band, I know people who had it, and it either stretches or slips, so they got to get it removed. They gain their weight back. And I just, I actually went to get it, and the doctor was like, man, look, the doctor who did it was one of the first doctors that ever did the lap band or sleeve, any of that. He actually trained other doctors, and he was like, look, I done did over 1,000 of these, man. It ain't what you want. You want to do this one. And I was like, all right, same cost. It really wasn't too much different. It just, the lap band, they put a little band around your stomach. The sleeve, they put a whole sleeve around your stomach, and they remove part of your stomach that produce the hormone that makes you hungry. So I don't get it. Like all day yesterday, I wasn't hungry.
Is that healthy though?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there anything that you can't do, or certain things that you have to be careful about because of the sleeve?
For sure, you got to make sure you're eating your protein, your nutrients, or your vitamins, because I don't eat that much. So and if I don't eat, I will get like a little tired. You know what I'm saying? You lack your energy just because. So I got to remind myself to eat. Or else I'll get a headache. I won't get hungry, but I'll get like a little grumpy, and it'll be like, Goo will be like, hey, man,
here's
you
the Snickers.
Today? Yeah, you need your Snickers, man. But other than that, man, I can eat anything, drink anything. It's not like restricted where you can't drink coffee or soda or whatever. But I will say this, though, spicy food definitely gives me a lot more heartburn than it used to. And wifey like to cook, so it's like, man, that's the only tough thing is now I can't really eat. I used to enjoy eating.
I was gonna ask you that. Now it's more eating for fuel. You don't eat to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Now I gotta eat to live.
And I
was eating for fun.
I don't like heartburn at our age, because heartburn at our age, you don't know if you're having a heart attack or not.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Now we haven't heard from you in a while. Your fans, like musically. So describe the energy of this album now.
My new album.
What you on now?
It's called Once Upon a Grind, produced by my boy DJ Fresh and also G-Luck Beat On from Houston, my boy Beans and Cornbread. My boy DJ Fresh did most of the production. He's from the West Coast. He's real musical. He does a lot of, anything, keys or keyboards or synth or, guitars. He plays every instrument, but it's real musical, like just in the production. It's real motivating. Once Upon a Grind, it's all about just putting your best foot forward, being your best self, giving your all and everything, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to progress, even if it's little by little, just making progress in your life, whatever you're setting goals and just trying to accomplish them. So that's what the whole album is about. It's just what I'm trying to convey with the message, you know what I'm saying, with it. Once Upon a Grind.
You ever thought about going back and doing like a whole project with Swishahouse artists, like Mike Jones, of course, Thugger Thugger, or Chameleonaire? You ever thought about that? No, you still in contact with those?
Man, I be on them to do this all the time, man. First of all, let me start off with the boss, Slim Thug. Slim Thug is the most, he is the biggest boss, but when it come to rapping, he's like, we'll be like in New York and be like, hey, let's go to the studio. He'd be like, man, go to the studio. Let's go to the club.
Right.
He like to party. My boy like to party. He'd be like, man, studio, we can go to the studio anytime. He got a studio in his house. So, for instance, if I he's on my new album, hey, I need you on my album. Bet, send him a song, he do it in 15 minutes. So if we're in a situation where it's like, I'm a little different. Like, I'm like, hey, we in New York, let's capture the moment. Let's go in the studio, let's capture this energy and do something. But Slim is like, man, we can go to the studio anytime, man. There's no difference. We go to the studio now or tomorrow. So that's Slim. So Slim is not like really motivated to get in there and knock it out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Slim Thug say, I'm going to party.
Yes. Now, if we tell him, hey, we got a deal or we need to do this or whatever, yeah, for sure, he motivated in. Like, anytime we got a deadline or something, but I done did that with Slim where we do a whole entire mixtape in a day. I've done that with him. I've seen him do that plenty of times. So he's not really, like, pressured to let's get it going. Okay, now Mike Jones, all over the place. He kind of making a comeback with his music. He kind of was, out of the scene for a while, in terms of shows. Like me and Slim, we tour all the time. We on the road every single weekend. Mike Jones kind of took a break for a while. Now he's coming back out. He's got new music coming out. He's definitely on the road again.
You got a new number?
But he does have the same number, I think. I think he has the same number.
Right.
Well, actually, you know what? I think he's trying to get it back. I think they
people still
he
calling
lost it, and then he's trying to get it back for some reason, but because the phone number gets so many calls, it's not like a normal bill. It's like an inflated bill. So like, I know he'll get like a $10,000 phone bills. Like it's crazy. But
Jeez.
And you said he was what was he doing during that time? Because he was missing for a minute.
I think he was just enjoying life.
I ain't mad
Because
at
we
him.
would see him every now and then at shows, and every time we see him, he looking good. He's still rocking it, still killing it. But you know, we wouldn't really see him in the studio too much or dropping too much music. But now I know he's dropping some music. Now, if we were to all do a project like that, I'm pretty sure Mike Jones would probably be involved with that. He probably would be down, you know. But I think right now he's kind of more focused on getting, you know, his own solo stuff going. You know what I'm saying? But I think he probably would be down.
Chameleon there, the last one.
Chameleon there, man.
Tech
look,
rich.
Man, he ain't trying to do no music, man. He got so much money right now. Whatever tech money he got, whatever investments, the crypto he got. Look, let me tell you, I talk to him about this all the time because the way the music industry has evolved, you know, he's always been this way where he not trying to give nothing away. He really appreciates the value of his music, you know, and he's not giving it away. He's not signing a deal where he's getting screwed over just because it's a good look. Nah, he's not about none of that. He's straight business, and he really values his art that he creates. So, you know what I'm saying? With that, it takes a certain type of label to sign him who has the same vision as him, where they're not just all about the dollars and cents. They're not just all about just, you know, whatever is going to make a splash or go viral. You know, he needs the right type of partner.
Y'all wouldn't be signing with nobody at this point, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I tell them, look, you ain't got it. We don't, as an artist, you don't even have to put your music on Spotify. You don't have to put it on any of these streaming where it's free. You don't have to do that. You can put it only for sale. You can make it, we can release an album right now and drop it on CD. I don't know who got a CD player, but you know what I'm saying? You can drop it on CD.
Yeah, you can create a website and do it only on your website.
Only on the website. Well, we only sell it. We sell everything. I tell them, say, man, let's drop an album. Well, we don't drop it till we got 100,000 pre-sales. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know, then we don't have to drop an album ever. You know, we don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But it don't have to be like just how the trends are. We don't have to do that. And if you're not cool with giving your music away or, you know, whatever, then we don't have to. And but I think he's trying to like navigate, you know, because he still has a passion for the music. So every now and then somebody will ask him. Toby Nwigwe got him on a song with 2 Chainz last year. Every now and then, anytime I've ever asked him to do a song, he'll do it. You know, same with Slim or any else. We ask Bun B, ask him, he's gonna do it. But he's not like, hey, I need to do an album. Hey, I want to do this. You know, and also he's like, you know, just the way it's like a microwave generation, or just not even generation. It's a microwave era we're in, where it comes like this and it goes like that. So you put your all into something. You put all this creativity and thoughts and ideas you've had for years that you finally put into fruition and put it on an album, and it comes out, and then the next week no one cares because they're on to the next artist album dropping. He's just like, man, he's not really pressed to just drop nothing like that. But again, if it was like something where it was like all 4 of us or something, I think he probably would do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this too. Somebody who's been in a group with Chameleon there where you split it 50-50, Chameleon there is a guy where it's like, hey, look, if it's 4 of us and we split it 25, 25, 25, 20, you know what I'm saying? He's more like, say, man, look, why don't we just drop solo albums and we get
Go together, right.
Yeah, so he's like, you know, it would take a special moment or a special situation or something like this. Is what I tell him all the time, say, man, we need to do an album, or we need to just make some music just so it's there. So that if something happens or something or whatever, that it's just there.
In the archive.
Yeah, in the archive. And also I know, you know, when you stop and you try to come back later, you got to get back in shape. But if you never stop working out, you never got to train. You know, you know, if you're training for the Super Bowl, of course you're going to train a little harder, or you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that's why I keep putting out music. I've been putting out music nonstop, but I just, you know, it's more like underground or, you know, under the radar, you know what I'm saying? Not a whole lot of marketing behind it. But for me, on my music, it's more like I'm just trying to focus on the music of it, the music aspect of it, you know. And also I don't want to, you know, get lost in the shuffle of I ain't dropped the album in 5 years, 6 years or whatever. And then when you finally drop that album, the expectations be so high that it's like, man, if you don't meet the expectations, it's a complete flop or failure. Where I'm just like, man, I'm doing what I love to do. I'm making music with the people I enjoy making music with. I'm still touring on the road, just, you know, enjoying my life, making good money with it. So I mean, I don't know. You put that out there, so I might have to, you know, I might have to rally the troops. You know what I'm
Are you
saying?
the glue behind everybody? Are you the glue that talks to everybody? Are you the main person that talks to everybody?
I don't know. I would maybe say Slim Thug might be the glue. You know, Slim Thug is maybe the more of the glue, I would say. But I mean, I don't know. I don't have any problems with any of them. None of us have any problems with each other. You know what I'm saying? But and we're all, you know, we're all brothers, so we support each other to the fullest. Whatever each one of us is doing, we definitely support. You know, but yeah, I would say Slim Thug might keep in contact with all of us a little bit more than I do, maybe. But we all, you know, we all boys.
What do you think led to Swishahouse not having the impact they once had? Because think about, I mean, you just named 3 powerhouses, right?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been, you know, salute to the DJs out there. Michael Watts and OG Ron C. They're 2 DJs that discovered myself, Chamillionaire, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, 4 platinum artists. They discovered us when we were at our very beginning. You know, they didn't sign us after we already established, after we already had a household name. They signed us and built us up from scratch and turned us into platinum artists. And that's very rare when someone could do that to 4 artists. So big salute to OG Ron C., Michael 5000 Watts, and all the DJs who helped us, but specifically them 2. Now, with Swishahouse, I can say what happened is the same thing that happened to any other record label that ever existed. They never last forever. You know what I'm saying? Every record label eventually, you know, sometimes they reinvent themselves with new artists, new sounds, new CEOs, new directions, but no record label lasts forever, especially like if it's independent. Same thing that happened to Rockefeller, Murder Inc., or, you know, Cash Money's like the only one that's still going, you know what I'm saying? Well, they still going hard, but, you know, I mean.
But that's because they had to reinvent themselves with new artists.
Exactly, right, or with Young Money, or, you know, things like that. But, I mean, you know, we had a great run, so it's like, you know, it lasted a great time. I wish it could continue just because I know the impact that the Swishahouse had for me in my career, and I wish that impact could be made for another artist because I just know what it did for me. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's just how the times go. I know Michael Watts still doing stuff. I think he got an app right now where he got, you know, the chopped up music on there. I know OG Ron C still chopping stuff up, still doing music. But in terms of both of them, like discovering and developing new talent, I don't think it's really come to that quite yet. But I think it might be getting there just because you can see, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, just that style of freestyling over other people's beats and just bringing some, you know, your own, you know, little flavor to somebody else's song. You know, there's just so much talent out there that, you know, all they need is an avenue to show it. You know, you get the right artists, you know, on that avenue, and it's the same thing they happen to us is going to happen to them. So
I saw an interview where you had said growing up you didn't realize you was white.
I didn't know I was white. White people told me I was white.
Oh, the white people came back to recruit you. Like,
yeah, they was like, "You white? Why you talking act like that? You white?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Where was this? Ain't like
in Houston.
Where were you? What was that exact moment?
Like
when
when was the moment I discovered I was white?
Yes, where's that?
I don't know. Definitely in school, elementary school, maybe, or middle school. I remember that. But I mean, all my friends were black or Mexican or Asian. I lived in a very diverse neighborhood. There was, you know, there were white people there, but it was, you know, Mexican, black, Vietnamese, Indian, and
mixed up.
all kind of a lot of everything. You know, even you know, it was like, you know, FBA, you know, black, but it was also like a lot of immigrant black, like Chamillionaire, he's Nigerian. You know, there were other, you know, immigrants that were black as well. But so we got a great mixture of, you know, growing up in America, I guess.
And when they told you was white, you was like, damn, man, how did you cry?
You sure? He just said, did you cry? Did you cry? I wouldn't cry if I wouldn't cry in the car. Mama, you ain't tell me I was white. But my mama did take a DNA test. She 3%.
Oh, 3% what, black?
Yeah. So I mean, I know she can't say the N-word. That ain't enough for her to say the N-word.
No, not 3%.
You ever took a test?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, not that my mama would ever want to say the N-word, by the way. You know, she ain't never said that in her life.
Why you scared to test? Cause you scared to test because you might be too white? Might
nah.
be like 67%.
Then I'm really crying like, damn, man. Nah, I don't know. I really want to, but I'm just, you know, it's the conspiracy theorist in me. It's like, I don't know if they're going to use my data and they're going to say, oh, he's this and this and this, so that means he's more susceptible to these diseases. and they're gonna use it to, I don't know. It's just, I know it might sound crazy, but it's just it's the conspiracy theorist in me that's like, I really want to get it though, but I'm like, man, I don't know, man.
Paul is a real conspiracy theorist though. Like you don't even believe in dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh no.
Why?
I always thought they was fake. I don't know. It just I never believed that they existed. I mean, I don't know. And kind of once you realize that Santa Claus isn't real, you know what I'm saying? The Easter Bunny not real, then it's like, well, what else y'all lying about?
You comparing Santa to dinosaurs?
Yeah. I don't know. I just always thought the dinosaurs were fake. I remember, my mama, we talk about this because ever since I ever heard of, kindergarten or whatever, and it's like, man, I don't know, that's make-believe, But I just always just thought they were fake. And every now and then I'll come across certain other people like Marcellus Wiley. I remember Derek Bell, he played for the Astros. I remember it was a fun fact. He didn't believe in dinosaurs either. So every now and then I'll come across other people who, they're in on the hoax with me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
But when you think about stuff like whales, elephants, or alligators, like these big, magnificent creatures, it's not far-fetched.
I definitely think there's stuff in the ocean, too, that we don't know about. That's, you know what I'm saying, bigger. But I don't know. I just always felt like the dinosaurs that they show us aren't real. Not, I watch a lot of Ancient Aliens, too, so they talk about dinosaurs being basically like big chickens and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or how we look at them as being like lizards and reptiles. They say they're more like, they were like, they had feathers and they had other things. I don't know. I just feel like, man, I just don't believe it. I never
believe it or not, in South Carolina and North Carolina, in like the late 80s, early 90s, people used to still see pterodactyls.
For real.
Stop playing.
I'm not even joking. Anybody out there can listen to me right now, Google it. They still were seeing pterodactyls in the late 80s, early 90s. And I remember being a kid, and it was Live 5 News, and Live 5 News, somebody had captured one on video. Jesus Christ. And then they told us it was like a kite or a robot or some shit. And this was the 80s. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, my God.
See,
was that when you was on drugs or what?
I was a kid. I was like 8.
I'm a hypocritical conspiracy theorist because I don't believe in dinosaurs, but I 100% believe that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I do believe, like, when we go certain places, like, I go travel, like, Mexico or somewhere, and they're like, oh, they still say that there's this and that. I believe that. But I just don't believe in the.
Oh, you mean Chupacabra? What's the good thing called?
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Yeah. But I don't believe in the Loch Ness monster because it's been debunked. But you know what I'm saying. But
Charlamagne believes
the debunkedness also could be fraud. I'm open minded about this. You know what I'm saying.
Why you don't believe in the Loch Ness monster though? Because what if dinosaurs went underwater?
I believe there are things underwater. I just don't believe it's dinosaurs. I don't know. I just don't believe it. I don't know what it is. I'm open to the idea that they could exist. I don't know.
And you believe in aliens, I'm sure.
I believe in aliens, for sure.
Have you ever seen one?
I'm hypocritical conspiracy theorist.
Have you ever seen one?
I don't know. I mean, not like Little Green Man or something, but, like I said, I watch a lot of Ancient Aliens, so they say the aliens is among us, we wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? They say they humanoid and this and that. So, I mean, I don't know. I know I sound crazy, man. I know you
sound every day. But I want to go. How did you meet Johnny Day? How did you get to start selling?
Speaking of aliens,
The reason I ask because a lot of people the first time they seen grills or people making grills was from you and Johnny. I mean, I think. You made a set of grills when we first started the Breakfast Club. For me, Charlamagne, and you at one point.
So. It's time to come back. I need to make y'all a fresh set.
I don't have none. So
that's right, man. What's up?
That's right,
man. Johnny, man. I started off. Actually, I was selling grills before I met Johnny, and I stopped to really kind of pursue my music a little bit more. But my boy, who I was selling grills for. He also was doing some music, and he was like, say, look, I need you to do some promotion for me. And if you do promotion for me for my album, I'm going to take you and introduce you to the plug so you don't got to go through me. You can have your own grill set up, everything. My boy Crime. And he took me, I did the promotion for him. I was like, bet, this is a win for me. So I did I passed out his flyers for his album. He brought me to Johnny, and then me and Johnny, well, at the time, I was just another wholesale client. I wasn't like famous or nothing like that. Even I was trying to rap, but I wasn't like established. This is even before Swishahouse days, really. So, when he brought me to Johnny, I'm just a wholesale client. Now, as I start, rapping in the Swishahouse, this is pre-internet, you know what I'm saying? Nobody know what anybody look like. They just kind of hear the voice and it slow down, so you don't really hear exactly how I sound. But you might hear it now. I used to always say this is why I used to always say my name at the start of every What It Do is Power Walk, because you don't know who I am, but you gonna hear that. At least you gonna know my name.
Yeah.
So one time, I'd be in Johnny's all the time. We on the southwest side of Houston, where the southwest side of Houston is very, very, very immigrant, like what you call it? It's congested. It's
Immigrant
a
heavy.
lot of immigrants, and that's our time. So you got a lot of different accents, and it's all English, but it's just different accents. Then also it's the hood. So you got a Mexican hood accent, you got a black hood accent, you got the Asian hood accents. You also got people from Louisiana coming in with their Louisiana accent. So, and all of that, and Johnny being a Vietnamese immigrant himself who speaks English, but is difficult to understand. Yeah. He needs closed caption, He needs closed caption sometimes. He worked on it a lot, but some of it still, it's man, he definitely got his own, accent, but he, it's funny too because at one point, as we get record deals and stuff, somebody gave me a little CD, How to Lose Your Accent. Like this kind of, I guess, for immigrants trying to lose their accent, but it was so that I would sound more white, so that I could be more appealing in movies. And I'm like, man, I don't want to sound like this.
A label gave you that,
so man, I don't even want to say
that's messed up, yo.
They I guess they did it in good, good means, but I was like slightly offended by it,
Yeah.
But it's funny because Johnny had the same exact disc, like what I'm saying, How to Lose Your Accent.
None of y'all both didn't use it.
Because I posted it and Johnny was like, bro, I got the same disc. It's crazy.
He didn't sound that clear.
He didn't sound that clear.
He didn't sound that clear.
He might need the volume 2. He got the first one edition. But now I would be in there and everybody would be in there arguing with Johnny just because it would be broken English to hood accents. You know what I'm saying? And I would just be translating English to English. And eventually one time somebody was in there and matter of fact, they was from Louisiana and they was like, man, you sound familiar. What's your name? And I was like, my name Paul Wall. And they was like, from the Swishahouse. And this is when I first started, a couple mixtapes here and there. And it was like, yeah. And then Johnny like, damn, you famous? And I'm like, well, not really. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, whatever. But that kind of like, I was kind of like Johnny's first celebrity kind of, you know what I'm saying? Even though my celebrity growth was at the same time, as the jury growth. But it was a hell of a hustle for me. Me and Johnny clicked up.
So y'all were in business together.
With great friends, family. He's just a great guy too, man. He's a great guy to know. But definitely, man, that's my dog, man. He changed my life.
Do people in Houston ever outgrow grills?
Well, grill. Let me tell you this: when around the mid 2000s, you know what I'm saying, there was a time where the fad or trend of grills was dying down, especially as it became like.
Mainstream,
but the next generation picked it back up, and that when the next generation picked it up, it was that made it a forever cycle. Now, if the next generation wouldn't have picked it up, then it would have been like, okay, maybe we gotta wait 20 years or some 10 years, like any other like bell bottoms or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but when the next generation picked it up, that kicked off the cycle of. This is the cycle of you might as a individual outgrow grills because of your age, but it's all a mind frame. I mean, Reggie Jackson got grill. I made Reggie Jackson some grills. Yeah. I think, and we were talking about, I think he might be the most, I don't want to say older, he might be the most seniorest, person that we made grills for. Definitely, man, triple OG Reggie Jackson. But
I was going to ask you who's the oldest person that got grilled.
But definitely Reggie Jackson that I know of. But I mean, in terms of, he was in Houston at the time, when we did them. But I mean, in terms of Houstonians, I don't know, once you get to your 50s, you know what I'm saying? Some people kind of like, but at the same time, there are people who come in, they're like, man, I just turned 50. I don't care. I got my money right now. I want my grill now. I don't care. I mean, like I said, some of it's a mind frame because maybe you get into, you have your jobs or you have different priorities where you're like, man, I ain't worried about these grills. I'm trying to get a new kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But
and grills are expensive, especially the ones that you be having.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any influence on Megan's latest grills? The one that she had in Bigger in Texas video?
Man, big shout out to Megan. Hey, big shout out to Megan. Matter of fact, we got these same grills. They're called a honeymoon set. Johnny, we made them, of course. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we call it the honeymoon set because there's at least a carat on each tooth. So every tooth is a wedding ring, But she
Them
got the.
Shits is hard.
Thank you. Thank you.
How much would they cost?
Well, it depends
Retail.
on if they're on the size of the big stone. So these could be 70, 80,000, maybe 100,000. I seen
Jesus.
people say all kind of outlandish numbers, but I mean, if you want to tell, I mean, I could charge you anything.
Yeah.
You know, I can sell you this right now for $1 million. It ain't worth $1 million, but I can sell it to you for $1 million. So, you know, I can sell you a grill for, you know, $20 million, but it ain't what it's worth.
How many grills have you thrown away or chewed up or messed up?
I don't want to think about it, bro.
I just found the ones you made for me.
I still got them. I still got my grill.
Hey, let me know we'll remake them. You know what I'm saying? I know they might not fit as time goes on.
Hey, I got veneers now. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, they can work on veneers, but I feel you might not want to. You like, nah, I ain't playing no games with these veneers.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with the veneers.
I just found a set of grills I lost though. These were my favorite grills. Man, I just found them. I got my car painted, and when I got my car back, my boy was like, "Hey, these grills were, you know, under the seat," and I was like, "Huh? I've been looking for them grills for like 10 years." And I just found them. So, man, you know, there's still hope for the other ones I lost, but I definitely lost quite a few sets. You know, you take them out when you're eating. This other thing, too. If I leave them in at all times, when I'm smoking, when I'm eating, just imagine, okay, I got to watch. Imagine I dip my watch in a latte, and then I dip my watch in some lasagna, and then I dip my watch in a whole thing of chewing tobacco or something. I don't chew tobacco, but I'm just saying it's just for smoking, you know, so it's just not gonna, you know, even if you get it cleaned, it's gonna tarnish, and you just don't want to do that. It's not good, you know, it's not good practice. But Johnny is always on me about, man, take your grills out when you smoke, take your grills out when you're eating, because it'll be.
You leave your grills in all the time?
Well, a lot of it be because we out in public, you know, I don't want to take them out, you know, like
it's
whatever.
just a habit. You've been doing this for a while.
Just leave them in, or, you know, I mean, even when I met my wife, I didn't take my grills out, like, for the first, like, 6 months. She thought I'd sleep with them, because this is how I would live. Like, they weren't permanent, but I would sleep with them. I would, whatever. You know, I'd take them out to brush my teeth and put them right back in.
I was going to say, they don't come with a smell?
They don't come with a smell.
Well, as long as you take care of your hygiene, they don't.
6 months.
Yes. I would clean them with hydrogen peroxide or baking soda or regular toothpaste. And like I said, I would clean I never had a cavity in my life till I started drinking energy drinks. And then I got cavities outside of my grills. Like wherever my grills are not, that's where I got cavities. But before that, I never had a cavity in my life. So I always had
white
good
privilege.
Oral hygiene.
Tell us. Go ahead. I don't get cavities or nothing.
Hey, my mama 3%.
Is it true that guys from Houston propose with grills and not rings?
It does happen that way. There has been a few. And sometimes the bride is not as happy. She's like, I don't want this grill, I want to live. But other times they're excited, you know, so we do that. Sometimes we do his and hers, you know, for couples, you know. So a lot of times it'll accompany the wedding rings, you know what I'm saying? So basically it'll be like, you spend enough money on the wedding ring, then we can hook you up on the grill. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever get upset that your name's not included? Like it'll say Megan Thee Stallion got a grill from Johnny Dang, or Sauce Walker got a new $500,000 chain from Johnny Dang.
Never. I think about that. Sometimes like people will say, hey, why didn't you say that? Man, never. You know, I mean, the goal, the mission is accomplished. The mission was never for me to be famous or any of that. Even the first time I sold grills, you know, even up till now, it's not to make money. It's to hook my homeboys up. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I first got my first set of grills, I went back to the block. They like, damn, where you get those? And we came with something new where it was like, okay, I couldn't afford something I wanted nice. So, you know, I couldn't afford diamonds or nothing like this. So I just wanted the gold, white, I want yellow gold, and give me like a white gold strip on the tip with a little diamond cut, so it'll make you think I got diamonds, but I don't. I went back to the block, and they like, damn, okay, everybody want one. So I'm like, okay, how can I get all my 20 homeboys and my cousins, this, that, what, you know, how can I get everybody grills, you know, for the same price I paid or for a discount? I'm not trying to make money off of them. I'm trying to hook them up so that they shining, so that when we all pull up, they like, damn, y'all must be from Gulf Bank, because all y'all on Gulf Bank shine like that. So that's what it was all about. It was just about hooking my friends up, and then eventually that turned into, hey, my friend has a friend that want a grill. All right, well, let me sell it to him, make a little money. And Johnny started off as a wholesaler, so even him, you know, when you wholesale, it's a different price than when you sell it retail. So the retail markup on jewelry, especially grills, used to be 300%. So, you know, Johnny would mark it up 200%. He's still making a lot of money because he's wholesaling it and marking it up 200%. Yeah. You know, so, but of course, all the other jewelers hate us. They especially hate Johnny. All the jewelers hate Johnny because he, you know, I mean, he's the top dog. But when my name not included, I don't even care about none of that, honestly, because, you know, I mean, you know, I did my part. I put my boy on. You know, he's the man. The people want grills, they come to him. And honestly, it'd be a huge headache for me. They come to me, they want free grills. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like, damn, Johnny, Hey, look, Johnny, look, I'm just sending them to you because they know they gonna pay with you, but with me, they think they get free grills. So it's like, okay, look, some people with free grill, but I mean, a honeymoon set. I don't know if you're getting a honeymoon set free. You know, Megan might be a little different. Of course, we gonna hook Megan up, but you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, I ain't never worried about that, man. Salute to my boy Johnny Dang.
What your teeth look like under that?
I'm not gonna take.
They
them
survive.
I'm not gonna take
I've been taking my boy Johnny's advice, so I do take my grills out, and you know what I'm saying, when I smoke, but I got a little coffee stains in there. That ain't too bad. I'll take them off camera so you can see, and then you can tell the woman.
You go to the dentist though, right? You get your teeth.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So for instance, like, if I knew you was gonna ask me that, I probably wanted to dental clean them, and he buff them real quick, 10 minutes, they look brand new. But it's been maybe a month, so you know what I'm saying. I got a month worth of smoking stains and coffee stains. So I don't know. I'll have to show you off of camera.
I want to ask you about the Houston music scene, right? When you think of Megan, Travis Scott, Don Toliver, do you think Houston artists have to have a Houston sound?
Sauce Walker too, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sauce got a Houston sound.
I mean, big salute to all of the fresh new artists that are holding it down for Houston and for Texas. I mean, the Houston style is so diverse. I mean, we do have a core sound or like a core slang or a little accent, but I don't think so. You got Toby Nwigwe where he's doing his own style. You definitely hear the Houston in him, though. Sauce Walker, he brought something completely new to the table to represent. He birthed a whole new branch of the hip-hop tree in Houston, with his style. He created a new Houston style with it, you know what I'm saying? But even in that, you hear the Houston, sometimes he got some screw and chop here and there hooks, or he, makes some references, or he got, this and that, whatever slabs or this. He definitely got some Houston influence in there, but he does it his own way. Same with Megan. She do it 100% her own way. Don Toliver, you know what I'm saying, Travis Scott, they for sure represent Houston. They got that Houston style, but they do it their own way. And they birthed new versions of the Houston style. The same way like the Ghetto Boys, were Houston. But, the Screwed Up Clique was a different kind of form of, the Houston style. And the Swishahouse was like a product of that. Of course, me being a screwhead growing up, influenced by the Screwed Up Clique, and then so the people influenced by us who came after us, they're going to be, definitely, man, but I don't think they have to, it's not like a monolithic type of style where, it used to be like when we came up, if you didn't sound like this, you're not making it. You're not making it. But there's a lot of artists in Houston that, they come with a something different, but you still hear the Houston in them, but it's just something different. And I salute them for just doing their thing, whatever it is. You got to follow your path. And I'm happy to see how it's grown. You know what I'm saying? The hip hop tree is definitely flourishing in Houston.
I was gonna ask, I can't think of another market, maybe Atlanta a little bit, but there's no market that I see like Houston where so many artists F with each other and y'all all come out and y'all all support each other. Like, I go to Houston a lot and I'll see you, I'll see Thug, I'll see Kiki, I'll see Zero, I'll see, all you guys out together. And why is that there? Because you don't see that in New York, you don't see that in Memphis, you don't see that. You see it in Atlanta very little, but you see it in Houston all the time. Like, you guys don't leave Houston.
Yeah. We definitely understand the importance of the camaraderie and the unity.
Bun B too, of course.
For sure. And, we definitely, we understand that. So I think that's some of it. There's a little competition, you know what I'm saying? And the pie is only so big. So, people, everybody knew to get added to the pie. Everybody else's slice get a little bit smaller, but I mean, that's just part of it. At the same time, some people kind of get phased out because they move on to other things, or they stop making music, or they stop performing, or just whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, the funny thing is, anytime we would go to New York, Miami, Florida, anywhere in Florida, we go to Atlanta, we go anywhere. Anytime we go anywhere, the local rap scene will always tell us, man, it's crabs in a bucket out here, man. We need to stick together like y'all do in Houston. They always would tell us that. But then when we come back to Houston, everybody in Houston say, man, we got to come together like they do in Atlanta. We got to come together like they do in Florida. And I'm like, man, what are we doing? I mean, I think some of it is there's a big entitlement of people expecting other people to do for them, especially when it comes to artists. Say, man, look, I'm not a CEO. I'm not an A&R. I'm not trying to sign nobody and put nobody out. My strong suit is being an artist. I'm not a good CEO. You do not want to sign to me. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason in hip hop, we think, you know, another rapper got to put us on. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, man, it was 2 DJs to put me on. So if you looking for a deal, go find a DJ, not a rapper. I mean, look, when you sign to a rapper, there are a few rappers who can become moguls or be moguls or whatever and spot talent and sign talent. But I mean, a lot of the smoke and mirrors of the music industry is somebody already signed. They already got a marketing campaign behind them, and they just quote unquote signed to this artist to make it look good, you know. But really, they already signed the label. They signed artist A, already signed artist B, and they just trying to put you together to just build it up so that they can get a cosign, you know.
All the artists got a top-notch executive with them. Like, for example, Wayne always had a test.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you got somebody who's an A&R or somebody who can, like, help put your stuff together, like, and really see the bigger picture where you can just do your talent. Now, so that's what I'm saying. When there's a lot of, you know, expectations and maybe entitlement of up-and-coming artists, especially when they dope. The doper they are, the more entitlement it seems like they got, you know what I'm saying, where they just expect the world to know who they are and love them. But I don't know that route. I don't know the route where a rapper sign you. I don't know the route where you dope and all of a sudden you snap a finger and you popping. The route I know is you work hard, you get told no, you keep working hard, you get told no, you keep working hard, and eventually you find a way. That's the route I know. So anybody, you know, asking for advice, I could give you some great advice on that. Now, if you want advice on signing to a rapper, you know, you a rapper and you want to sign to another artist, I don't know that route. All I know is horror stories from people who signed to other rappers, who Lil Bro'd them their whole life, took advantage of them their whole life because they was established. And when you first signed that deal, you signing over all your rights, all your publishing, and, you know, whatever. You know, so, I mean, I would advise against signing to another rapper. But, I mean, that's just what we feel like we got to do. So that's how they judge your, you know, legacy now too as a rapper. Oh, well, he, you know, his legacy isn't that great because he never put nobody on. And I'm like, well, you know, there's plenty of people that me, Slim Thug, Chameleon, there's plenty of people Mike Jones, there's plenty of people we put on. They just didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's not our fault. That's it's just how the nature of the industry goes. Even for us to make it is damn near like a lottery ticket, you know what I'm saying? And because it's more than a 1 in a million. Man, there's so many rappers out there these days that do not make it. So for somebody to make it, man, I don't know what it takes. That's what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is yeah, definitely it's weird when a lot of people in Houston think that, you know, we got to be like the other cities and the other cities think we got to be like Houston. And all we really got to do is just keep grinding and find a way.
I got another Houston question. We had Sauce Walker up here, and he said that artists, he was talking about Drake, use Houston for personal gain. Not talking about Drake specifically, but do you think that's valid that a lot of artists use Houston for personal gain but don't really pull back into the city?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think back to when DJ Screw died, and you know, that might have been the first time I really realized it. And you go to concerts, and an artist comes in from another city. They could be any city, and this would be a regular thing. Every artist comes in, they go on stage, and they would say, "Hey, rest in peace, DJ Screw," just to get the crowd hype and make the crowd like love him. Of course, they say that we love him, but then you talk to him or you hear him in an interview or whatever, and you realize they don't even know who DJ Screw is. They can't stand the music. They don't like the culture. They just really doing that to try to like win over the crowd. And it's like, damn, okay, well, if you really got love for this artist, that artist, why you ain't got no songs with him? Why you ain't never brought him on stage? Why you ain't never, you know, hung out with him, took no pictures with him? And, you know, how come when, you know, the artists come to your city, you got love for them when you come to their city, but when they come to your city, you ain't answering the phone, you know? But definitely, I mean, it's not just the Houston thing. I think it's just you know, a lot of cities do that, you know, because it's just you trying to get on. You want to get love in that city, so it's like, okay, who's the popping artist that I can shout out? Or what song is popping right now that I can play? You know, I mean, I think with social media, a lot of the songs that are popping here are popping everywhere. You know, it's popping, you know, everybody's your neighbor now. You know, there's not a lot of localness, you know, going on because of social media, but for sure, you know, the artists do it. Some of the bigger artists, you know, some are more strategic in how they do it. Some can hide their ulterior motives a little more than others. You know, I'm split down the middle on it because part of me, I just appreciate that we don't get looked down on like we used to, you know, the Houston culture. You know what I'm saying? So even if someone's faking it, I just appreciate that they showing us love, you know. But then there's the flip side of, well, if you really got love for us, why you ain't got no songs with no Houston artists, this and that?
That's real.
You know. Then the other flip side is this, you know, some of these artists who they say they don't have, you know, oh, this person don't have no songs. Well, they do have songs with Houston artists. It's just not, you know, I don't know, because I'm one of those people where they used to always get on Travis Scott. I'm on a Travis Scott song. So every time someone say, man, how come Travis Scott ain't never put nobody from Houston on his album? I'd be like, well, damn, what about me?
Y'all ain't listening?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean.
Megan just bought you out too recently.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, the other side too is that, you know, when it comes to this, some of these artists be on the come up. And, you know, like, I might have had an opportunity to, you know, to do something with this artist when they on the come up. But for whatever reason, I don't. Well, now the artist blows up.
They remember that.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah.
I lost my opportunity. That was my chance. You know, there's a window of opportunity. I lost it. I mean, it is what it is. It's all good, you know. And that's not just with me. That's with anybody that's on and somebody trying to come up under you. So,
but you can't put everybody on though. So no.
Yeah. And like I said, you can try your hardest to put somebody on, and they still don't get on. You know,
right.
We can't choose what the people gonna like.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Now you dealt with a lot of traumas in your life, and I was watching a podcast where you sat down with Quincy and Fuzzy, and you opened up about your biological dad, who was you said a serial child molester.
Yes.
What effect did that have on you?
That had a huge effect on me. One, growing up with a single mother. Having a very small family, it made us, you know, tight-knit. It made me appreciate family. It made me always want family. It made me aware. I was hyper aware of, you know, like the molestation type of stuff, you know, and it also made me become an advocate, you know, as I got older in life. You know, I teamed up with my girl, Miss Parker from Parents Against Predators. We do a lot in the community just in regards to that. But just personally, what it did to me was from as long as I can remember, it instilled something into me to say, I'm going to be a good father. No matter what, I'm going to be a good father. I'm not going to let anything come between me and my kids. I used to pray for one day to have kids. Like, I literally, I tell my kids this all the time on their birthdays. Like, man, I used to pray for you. You know, so it always would make me, like, want to be a good father. Make me want to be the best father I could be. Also, man, that interview, too. Yeah. After that interview came out, I found out I got a cousin. Because somebody seen it, and they was like, hey, we saw you thought you ain't had no cousin. You got a cousin.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm real grateful for that. I got shout out to my cousin Gina, her whole family of kids, all of them, man. But yeah, it definitely was something that, you know, was heavy on me my whole life. Also, you know, it makes you realize that some people are walking around with trauma and you don't know it. Yeah. You know, so it makes you, you know, just because somebody has a smile doesn't mean they're happy. You know, just because somebody has a frown or a mean look don't mean they're mad at you. They could be going through something. So, you know, it did definitely taught me a lot.
Yeah, your mom was a strong woman. You said your mom had y'all so scared that your dad would come and kidnap you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he had kidnapped a woman and married her.
Yeah, he kidnapped a woman, man.
A girl,
look,
I'm sorry, a girl.
Yeah,
and
look,
married
man,
her.
This girl was 12 years old, and he kidnapped her when she was 15, and I don't know, man, he got some type of judge to sign off on the marriage, took her to Canada. Then next thing you know, something happened, they came back. You know, it's a tragic story. She ended up committing suicide when she came back, and you know, it's sad. The crazy thing about that is that at that time, you know, we would see my father on the weekend, my biological father on the weekends or every other weekend. So sometimes we go over there and it'd be like, oh, his new girlfriend's over there, and I'm, you know, 4 years old. I don't know, you know, but it's a 12-year-old in a wig with makeup. You know, we know that now, but at the time we don't know that. I'm just thinking, oh, this my dad's, you know, girlfriend or something, and it's so crazy to think like that. Damn, you that close to, you know, that, but you know, you're 4 years old. What do? You don't even know what's wrong. You know what's going on, but it's just it's tragic. Just, you know, of course that was my biological father, so it was hard for me. But I mean, of course, it's worse for the girl. You know what I'm saying, or whoever he did something to. So I never look at myself like I was like a victim, or like even the trauma I experienced, I kind of like put it under the rug. I feel more for the victims that he hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like what about them? I mean, I don't really look at it like my own, but for sure, my mom. We used to walk around with a air horn like tied around my neck, so that if you man, this is when Kindergarten Cop came out too, and get to go on Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Man, so I was for sure
Yeah.
terrified that I was gonna get kidnapped. And I remember one time, me and my sister were at home. It was like during the summer, or it was like something when my mom was doing something, and we just at home. And I remember my biological dad came to the door, knocked on the door, and I went and looked at the peephole, and I remember being so scared I could not move. I'm just sitting there just like, what do I do? I couldn't move, and I'm scared to move. He gonna see me or whatever. And, man, I'll never forget that. But yeah, my mama definitely, she had us prepared. You know what I'm saying? She had us prepared.
That's amazing.
Well, the album.
Back to the album. No,
comes out this Friday.
And when is the Still Tipping tour dropping?
I mean, it's still tipping till it came and went.
Yeah, y'all only did like one show, right?
We didn't do nothing. Well, I mean, we did one show.
Yeah, you, Mike Jones, Slim Thug.
I mean, it started off. We did the Texans halftime show, and I kind of said it. Yeah, I kind of said it like almost like as a joke, like, "Hey, we're doing the Still Tipping tour." But when we said that, our phone started blowing up. We had people live, all kind of people, more AD, everybody just hitting us trying to, "Hey, I want to book 20 shows right now. How much? I want to book 10 shows, this and that." But
y'all didn't have it together.
We couldn't get it together, man. You know, I wish we could, but we couldn't get it together.
That's what happened. You spoke too early about you were just kind of playing. See, I did something like that, like before I got this job,
really?
right?
Oh, really?
I went and
Is that
sang a
what you did?
party. I was like, yo, I'm the host of the Breakfast Club. They ain't even pick me yet. You know what I'm saying? And then I thought I didn't get the job because I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have did it. But I'm here today, so shit. Maybe we might get some.
When the Still Tipping tour
never know.
comes, we come to the Breakfast Club. Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, we come.
Right.
Well, the album
Hey,
comes.
hold on, I do got one more question
Yes,
on
sir.
hip hop shit. It's my last question.
Yes, sir.
Little Flip, when T.I. dissed Lil Flip, he mentioned your name in there, right?
I always felt like conflicted about that.
Exactly. I wanted to add that because that's what kind of blew you up, and everybody was like, "Damn, Paul
he
Wall
said
get a grip from Paul
man,
Wall."
yes,
Paul Wall, maybe the hardest grill ever bought, son.
Yeah, man. I remember being at Bayou Classic in New Orleans and people being like passing out flyers and somebody saying, "Hey, Swishahouse." I might have been passing out my own, my album or buy some grills or something. I remember people being like, "Paul Wall, hey, you the one with T.I.?" Like, and it being like, "Damn. Okay, my boy got some reach." This is when this before he blew up. Of course he got reach. Now he reaches
But
the world.
he dissing Lil Flip,
Yeah,
Houston legend.
that was the hard part because me and Flip being friends too as well. It's like, damn, of course Flip gonna feel a certain way. He gonna be like, damn, you rocking with him? That's how it is.
Yeah.
And of course he gonna feel that way. There's no way he couldn't. And I could be like, well, yeah, we friends, but I'm not choosing a side. I mean, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It just put me in a tough situation. I mean, the way I dealt with it is I just, laid low. You know what I'm saying? Try to stay out of it. I really tried not to do too much explaining publicly because a lot of times they just make it worse, it seemed like, but it definitely put me in a hard spot, you know what I'm saying?
It was good for business, though.
It was good for business, definitely. Definitely. T.I. definitely when he gave me that shot, Paul Wall, turn the bling down in your mouth. Oh, yeah, definitely was good for business. But I mean, at the same time, Lil Flip probably was like, man, I ain't never getting no girl from Paul Wall again.
Did he? Did he stop shopping with you?
Well, I mean, even then, he wasn't getting them from me. Johnny was still kind of making them, but, he was getting them from other people or whatever. But,
how's Flip doing?
I definitely would make him a grill. Flip on a grill. I got you, bro. I got you. For sure.
Y'all still speak?
Yeah, for sure. Matter of fact, one of the songs on the album, Swing Down with Zero, we recorded that song on Zero's birthday of this year. His birthday's like January 20th, January 21st. I think it's the 21st. And we recorded it at Zero House. Zero say, man, my birthday, come to the house. We drinking, eating, come through. I said, came through. And, I had the song. He's like, hey, let's knock out this song. And Lil Flip actually was his engineer that recorded it. I see Flip all the time. That's for sure, man. Flip, we boy, he's still my big bro. Of course, he came. We the same age, but he came out before me. He definitely put on for Houston a lot. You know what I'm saying? But, even still when I see him, I'm like, damn, I hope he ain't holding it over my head. But if he do, I mean, I can't blame him because I get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's definitely my boy, man. It ain't no hard feelings on my side. Of course, if you want a grill, I got you, Flip. What's up, man? But yeah, it's definitely made it a little weird. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's get into a joint off the album. What you want to hear?
Let's play that Swing Down. Me and Zero, Paul Wall and Zero. We flipped that SWV Rain. My boys Beans and Cornbread, they produced it. Got my boy Zero on there with me.
Cry Wall and Big Tonka.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, let's get into it right now. It's Paul Wall. The album's out this Friday. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.